Hello students, welcome to the session. In this session you will learn about binary file handling in Python. So in the previous video you learned how to write text file handling programs or how to read or write content in a text file. So in this video let's get into binary files. So as you know, in the sample question paper, the binary files or CSV files question you will get for 5 marks. Apart from that, case-based questions will also be asked in binary files or CSV files. So you can cover maximum marks if you learn binary files and CSV files, reading and writing. So before we get into the process of writing or reading, you should first know what is binary file. Binary files are the files that have data in the form of bytes. What do you mean by bytes? It is in encoded form. You cannot read it, it will not be in a normal human readable form. So when you type some data in Python, you are actually typing ASCII data, normal data. To convert that into bytes, and after conversion the bytes is stored into the binary file. This process is called as pickling. Pickling is also called as serialization. Now the data is now saved inside the binary file. How to read the data? You cannot read the bytes directly. So the bytes should be converted back to ASCII text. That is called as unpickling or deserialization. So to do pickling or unpickling, we have to use a module called pickle module. So remember, whenever you write a program for binary file, whether it is reading or writing, the first step in the program should be to import the pickle module. Okay. What is the use of a binary file? The binary file can store even large content like pictures. And binary files extension are generally .dat, .bin, etc. There are a lot of binary file extensions. Commonly we use .dat, .bin. Now, what are the steps to write data onto a binary file? Listen children, when you are given a question for 5 marks or 4 marks, how the split up is given. You will get half mark for importing the pickle module. Declaration of file handle gets half mark. The loop gets half mark. Input of the data half mark. Dump method will get half mark. Putting it into a sequence gets half mark. So you will get step by step split up of marks. So you can remember these 5 steps. The steps to write data to a binary file, that is pickling, is very easy. The first step is to import the pickle module, then declare a file handle. Now when we use a text file, there are 6 file handles: R+, WW+, AA+. The same way, when you do a binary file, you just have to add the letter B to the file handling mode. Okay, instead of W, you should give WB. WB plus or W plus B. This plus symbol can come in between these letters. That is also allowed. AB is appending to a binary file. AB plus is reading or writing or appending. WB plus is writing as well as reading. So first you can get the data from the user, write the content to the binary file, then you can also read the content which you have written. Okay, remember, as I told you or explained you already in the previous video, W and WB plus will erase the existing content and write it as a fresh content. But AB and AB plus will add on to the existing content. Now, what is the third step? Input the data to be saved. What do you mean by data? Suppose you want personal details of employees, mark details of students. That data you should get it from the user through input method. Then it can be any standard data type. What do you mean by that? You can save the data in the form of a list or a tuple or a dictionary or even normal integers, strings. Any data type can be saved inside the binary file. Then after getting the input, write the data to the binary file. Which method you have to use to do that? Pickle.dump. How do you remember this? What do you mean by dumping? Dumping is putting something inside, right? So you are going to dump the data to the binary file. So you will use the dump method. After dumping the data, close the file handle. This input and dumping, you will generally put it inside a loop because the user will not write a single record. You may write the details of 10 employees, 20 students. So you have to use a loop. It may be a for loop or a while loop to write the data. Program. Write a program to input roll number, name, marks and save it in a binary file named marks.dat. So they've mentioned the binary file. They've not mentioned any method. You're just going to write the program directly. And what is given here? Input roll number, name, marks in the form of a list. So let us get into the program. Open a new file. In this, what is the first step? Whenever you use binary files, import the pickle module first. Then declare the file handle. So let us use with open. With open marks.dat. In what mode? WB mode as FH. Now remember, whenever you use with open method, you have to give an indentation. Okay, with open marks.dat WB as file handle, that is FH. What should you do? I told you the steps. The first step is importing the pickle module. Second is to open the file handle. After that, input the data from the user. Input the data may use either a for loop or while loop. When should you use a for loop? Suppose in the question they have mentioned write a program to write in 10 data, data of 10 students to the binary file. Now you know that you have to write 10 records. So you can give data 5 for I in range of 10 and write the program. Suppose you don't know the number of records, we have to use a while loop. So first we'll use the for loop, then we'll go for that. Let me not give 10, let me give 3 records. Okay. Now what is the data? You have to get the roll number. Roll number is int of input of roll number. So ask the user to input the roll number. Next, name. Input, ask the user to enter the name. Then marks, ask the user to input the marks. Now, after getting the marks, you have to put everything inside a list because that is what mentioned in the question. How to enclose it within a list? Give list 1 is equal to list of roll number, comma, name, comma, marks. All the 3 data has to be enclosed within the list. So, get the data from the user, put it in a list. Then dump this list inside the file using the file handle. How to dump? Give pickle.dump. Dump what? The list. The list has to be dumped inside the file. How do you refer to the file? FH. So, pickle.dump should contain the data to be written followed by the file handle. List or tuple or dictionary, whatever you are going to dump, give that first, comma, the file handle. You will be asked, this question will be asked in MCQs. Which of the following is the correct format for dump method? You will be given file handle, comma, list, list, comma, file handle, different things. So you have to choose the right one. After this, dump and finally fh.r. You need not close this file because I am using with open method. So once you complete the program, it will automatically be closed. So let me save this program and check. Roll number is 101, Anu, marks 90. Roll number 102, Reshma, marks 80. Roll number 103, Tarun, 78. That's all. It's over. Now all the content is now written onto the binary file. Okay. Now you will have to check if the program is written properly inside. So we will read the content and later check it. Okay. Now let us move on to the next question. Write a method employee to input emp number, that is employee number, name and basic pay as a tuple and save it to a binary file named emp.dat. Okay. So the method name is employee. Get the employee number, name, basic pay. Right. So the same program, I'll make some changes. Instead of using with open, we will give fh equal to open. We will see different kinds of programs so that it will be easy for you to write in all the methods. right? How do you give open method? fh equal to open emp.dat comma wb mode. And because you don't open with open module, you should not give indentation here. And let us use a while loop instead of for loop. How to use a while loop? Just give a while true, input the employee number. Okay, so instead of roll number, you just have to give employee number. I've made it as an integer. If it is an text, you can give input without int. Okay, and instead of marks, let us give it as basic. That is a basic pay. Now the question is given as tuple. Enclose it with a tuple. So put these contents into a tuple. Right? So what did I do now? I've declared a file handle for emp.dat in WB mode, and using while true option, that is an endless loop. I'm going to stop only when the user wishes to stop. So input the employee number, name, basic pay, put it inside a tuple, dump that tuple inside the pickle module. That is tup1 is the tuple which I have to put it inside the fh file handle, that is emp.dat. After dumping the file, you should ask the user the choice to continue. Do you want to add more records, right? So give a choice and say press Y to continue. If choice not equal to Y, suppose the user presses anything other than Y, will break, not necessarily N. Anything other than Y will break the program. Now after breaking, you will have to close the file. Right? Close the file handle. That's it. So we have seen two different variations. The first program we did with open. Here we have given normal file handling. So I have to close the file. When I opened with open, you need not close. Then we missed out one more thing. The question was to enclose it to write a method called employee. So let us put everything inside a method called def employee. Right? So def employee contains the coding for all this, and you just have to invoke the method. Okay? As simple as that. Give the name which is given in the question. Def employee. Whatever method name they have given inside, write a method employee. The same coding, you have to give it within def employee and invoke that. Okay? Now we'll run this program and check how it works. Employee number is 1. Employee name Wasim. Basic pay is 80,000. Press Y to continue. Employee name 2. Rehana. Basic pay is 80,040. Press Y to continue. 3. Employee name is Krishna. Basic pay is 56,000. Now I will press no to stop. Right? Now all these employee details are now saved inside the employee emp.dat file. Right? I hope you understood. Let's write one more program to become sure with the coding. Write a program to input roll number, name, team in a list and store it in a binary file named team.bin. Now the question is just to write a program. It's not a method. So to input roll number, name and team inside team.bin. So give the name team.bin here. Remove this def keyword. It is not needed. And inside while true, instead of employee number, name and basic pay, change it as roll number, name and team. And what is given? In a list. So instead of a tuple, put it inside a square bracket. It will become a list. You need not even change the name. The name doesn't matter. Give the name here and the same program will work very well to write the content inside that. Okay. I hope you understood how to write content to a binary file. So what have we done using these programs? We have done pickling. That is, we have written content into the binary file. Now we'll see how to read data from a binary file. So we already created few binary files and we have saved some records inside. We'll see what are the steps to read data from those binary files. Okay. So the first step is to import the pickle module. So always when you deal with reading or writing in a binary file, use the pickle module. Import it first. Next, declare a file handle because you're going to read data, import the file handle using RB or RB plus mode. Okay. Then you have to use a block called try except block and give a while loop inside. Why should you use a while loop? You can read one record at a time using the pickle load method. For continuously loading the records, you should put it inside a while loop. Okay, so inside the try except block, you have to give a while loop followed by a pickle.load content. Okay, pickle.load will fetch one record at a time. You have to store that value in a variable and print it. Then finally close the file handle. Now I'll first show you why there is a need for the try except method. Okay, so first I'll show you how to read data. Import pickle, declare a file handle. I have already created marks.dat. Okay, so let's read the content from this file. Now pickle.load, give the file handle. See, it fetches one record at a time. So I'll fetch another record, second student, next record, that's it. So the file contains only 3 records. Now we never know how many records are there inside marks.dat. So when it reaches the end of the file, there is an end of a file error which is being generated. So to avoid this error, you have to give this pickle.load coding inside the try except block. Okay, so I'll show you how to write a program now. Fine. Now, how to write the same program? Write a program to read data from roll number, name, marks, which the binary file named marks.dat, which contains roll number, name, marks. So when you fetch one record, it will be in the form of a list. What will the list contain? The first index will contain the roll number, index 1 will contain name, index 2 will contain marks, index 0 roll number. Print the records where student has scored more than 90. So first import pickle, declare a file handle. What is the name of the file? marks.dat. You have to open it in read mode. Now what did I tell you? You have to give it within try block. Inside try, you should give a while loop so that it continuously reads the records. So how should you read the record? List 1 equal to pickle.load fh. This is very important. The file handle should be given within bracket. So the loaded record will be saved inside list 1. What will list 1 contain? Index 0 has roll number, index 1 has name, index 2 has marks. Now the question says fetch records who have scored more than 90. But I gave only 70, 80, 90. So let me make it as 80 above. Okay. So if list 1 of 2, because list 1 of 2, index 2 contains a mark. If list 1 of 2 is greater than 80, then print, what is given in the question? Print the records. So you can print the entire list. Suppose you are asked to print the names, you have to give list 1 of 1. But here they have given print all the records. Right? So inside try, give while true, then give a variable to load the contents, pickle.load. Inside the bracket, you have to give file handle. And the condition has to be given here. And how to handle the error? Except should be in small letters, EOF error. In this, EOFE will be the capital letter. Okay, you have to be very careful with the case. Now, what do you mean? I mean, when the end of file error happens, what should you do? That means we reach the end of the file, so we can close the file. We have nothing more to do. So let us run this program. So only one student has scored more than 90. 80 and 78 will not get displayed. More than 80. I have given the condition as more than 80. Suppose the question says, print the records of students where the first letter of the student is A, where the first letter of the student is T. Then how will you change the program? Name is in 1. So list 1 is the name of 0. So list 1 of 1 will return the name, and in the name I want the first alphabet, right? Is equal to A. Now let us check what is printed. So the first letter A, Anu's record is getting printed. So let me give R and find what is getting printed. So the first letter R contains a record of Reshma, right? This is how you have to fetch record from a table. Fetch records from a binary file. This is how you have to fetch records from a binary file. So let us go to the next one. Write a method display. The same coding you have to give inside def display. That's it. To read a binary file, emp.dat having emp number, name and basic pay as a tuple. Doesn't make any difference. You just have to read the records as such. Input a basic pay and display the names of employees who earn above the basic pay. So let us check emp.dat. How to do that? Import pickle. Then declare the file handle, open emp.dat in read mode. Now give try block, inside true, give while true, then tuple 1 is equal to pickle.load of file handle. Now what should you check? You have to first input a basic pay. So BP is equal to int of input of enter a basic pay to search. So above that we are going to search. So after loading the record, you have to check for the basic pay. Basic pay is stored in index 2. So you have to check if T1 of 2 is greater than the basic pay that you have entered. Print the what is given, then display the names of employees. So you just have to print T1 of 1 because index 1 contains the names of employees. That's it. Give except EOF error. You can close the file because the search part is over. Reading is done. Enter a basic pay to search. So I'll give 70,000. So there are 2 people who earn more than 70,000. So this is how you fetch records. So we have, now the question said, write a method display to read the binary file. So what should you do? Just put everything inside a method called def display. That's it. The same program, put it inside a method and in the main program call that method. That's all. Doesn't make any difference. The same program will work well. Just give the name def followed by the method name. Give the entire coding inside that. Okay. Look at the next one. Write a program to read a binary file named team.bin with roll number, name, team. So this is which I already stored again, team.bin. You have to fetch records of roll numbers of students with team blue. So import pickle fh equal to open team.bin in read mode. Again give try, inside try give while true, inside while true you have to load the record. L1 is equal to pickle.load of file handle. If L1 of 2, because index 0 contains roll number, index 1 contains name, index 2 contains team. If L1 of 2 is blue team, then print the roll numbers alone. So L1 of 0. That's it. Give except EOF error, close the file. Yes. So there are 2 students who have roll numbers 122 and roll number 144 are belonging to blue team, right? So I hope you have understood how to fetch records or read records from a binary file. Okay, so if you have any doubts, post it in the comment section. Thank you.